step back in time. We've got the American League Classics taking on the National League Classics. Ready to go on 2K Sports.
Classic baseball in store today. The American League Classic team will try and grab this one in National League territory. Thank you for being with us. 2K Sports brings you Major League Baseball live this Saturday afternoon. Thorne, Phillips, and Kruk. And they love being at the ballpark, and there are over 34,000 for this game. Starting the game, Fergie Jenkins. Steve will be watching how he approaches this classic American League lineup.
Now this right-hander has quality stuff, and doesn't really matter oftentimes who he's facing. If he executes his pitches and pitches his game, he's got a chance to come out on top.
And sponsored by Pepsi, we got the starting lineup.
With a classic lineup like this, Gary, it's hard to identify one major threat. There's 9 threats in this lineup.
Paul Molitor in as the leadoff man to get this game started.
Designated hitter, number 4, Paul Molitor.
On the way, the 0-0 delivery, a fastball taken for a strike. Here's the delivery. Shot towards the hole. 1 down. Now let's take time for a quick look at how the National League Classics will be taking the field in defense.
Boy, this is some kind of classic team right here for the National League. I mean, you got some of the best defenders of all time.
And here's Robin Yount. One out, nobody on. Starts him off with one in there for a strike.
Velocity and location are absolutely critical. That pitch was exactly where he wanted to throw it.
Fastball misses low that time. 1-1.
Well, anytime you have a good fastball and you can keep it down in the zone around the knees or lower, it's great location, and believe me, very difficult to hit.
Good spot that time. Hit that outside corner. 1-2.
I don't think he liked that call very much, but the reality is he couldn't hit that any day of the week. That's a great pitch.
One-two pitch coming. That pitch misses low. 2-2 now. Screwball just about frozen, but it's full now. Payoff pitch, and he takes that one and misses for ball 4.
Well, the hardest thing to do when you have an at-bat that lasts this long is sometimes you have a tendency to be impatient and chase one. Give the hitter a lot of credit. It was a close pitch, but he laid off of it to earn that walk.
And he's easily back to the bag. One out, man on first. The pitch. And that's on the outside corner for a strike. Too far inside. 1-1.
Oftentimes a pitch like this, in on the plate, backing the hitter up, is a setup pitch for the next one to go away. Let's see if he throws it there.
Swung on and ripped towards second. Gets one at second. And the deuce, a double play. 3 up, 3 down this half inning. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 1. It's going to be Ron Guidry on the mound. He's starting the game for the American League Classic. As he gets into this classic National League lineup, Steve, what's his strategy?
Oh, sending a good lefty to the mound in this ball game here, but this is a great lineup. A lineup that can really beat up even some of the best pitchers in the game. So he's going to have to be on top of his game in order to do it and rely upon that movement on his pitches.
That one's low and away. Ball 1.
Well, you see there, he tried to go on that outside corner, down and away. Give the hitter a lot of credit, though. You know that's a pitch you can't hit, so don't even swing at it. Well, and the catcher looked like he really wanted that one.
Rizzuto to Killebrew. One away. Here's a look at the starting lineup, sponsored by Pepsi.
Gary, you take a look at this National League lineup. I mean, every one of these guys is a legend. They can all swing the bat and impact the game in their own special way.
And Joe Morgan to bat. Base is empty with one away. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, this one here was no doubt about it. The late break on that slider. I mean, what a devastating pitch, and the hitter just couldn't catch up.
Hit in the air to center field. Catch is made. We'll show you how the American League Classics will look around the diamond.
Well, Gary, take a look at the defense of the American League Classic team here. And boy, you talk about some guys who can swing the bat. Well, this team can flash some leather as well. They can pick it.
And Willie McCovey up. Base is empty with 2 outs. Ball. Can't get him to chase it. That's low. Ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. That's it. Pretty well down the line and left. And that will retire the side. Caught by Williams. No hits, nobody left on, and a good defensive half inning. First inning is over. Heart of the order due to bat next. Playing under some nice weather today, at least cool weather. Still need to keep those pitching hands warmed up, though.
44, Reggie Jackson.
And it's Reggie Jackson at the plate. Here it comes. There's a swing and a miss behind. 0-1.
Look, Gary, 0-1 count. I'm looking for him to come right back with that fastball.
Tried to get him to go after the slider. 1-1. Hot shot towards the hole. And so Jackson retired. Armin Killebrew in the box now. 1 out, nobody on. Plays off that one outside. 1-0. The 1-0 now. And he takes a strike on that fastball. 1-1. That's taken low for a ball. 2-1. Two-1 on the way. Screwball didn't miss by much. Now it's 3-1. Now the 3-1 pitch. Swung and a fly ball. It is foul and just that close to being a homer. Fastball got him looking. 2 down.
This is the effective use of the fastball. You can move it around the zone and hit your spots. They go down and in right there. Looks like the hitter was thinking away.
Berra at the plate. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the delivery. Swings and misses the slider. 0-1.
Pretty good pitch right there. He's teasing him just barely in the strike zone. Looks like it might break down for a ball, but it stays right there. By the time you recognize, too late to put a good swing on it, and you swing and miss.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is high with that one for ball 2. Now the 2-1 pitch. 2-1 pitch, slider, swung on and missed. 2-2. Fastball well off the mark, and it's full. 3-2.
A great movement on that two-seam fastball, trying to start it on the corner, running it off the plate. The hitter just laid off.
And that one's going to miss. That'll be ball 4. He'll take first base.
That base on balls doesn't help anything for this pitcher, Gary.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to have quality at bats, get that pitch count up. And I tell you what, he worked this pitcher. It's going to be tough for him to get this next hitter out after working that walk on so many pitches.
He waved at that breaker and misses, and an 0-1 count. Fouled away.
No strike. You're unhittable, Fergie. Bring the heat.
Here's the pitch. Swing and lined up the middle. And that one's going to drop in. That's their first hit. Fantastic chance here.
Well, that pitch down and away is the toughest in the game to hit. A perfect pitch from the pitcher. Great piece of hitting.
And keep that in mind. Next time around, we'll see whether or not he changes up and how he throws to this guy. And it's Bobby Doerr now. 2 men on and 2 men out. Now a swing and a shot toward second. Throws on to first in time to retire the side. So they pick up no runs, 1 hit, and strand a couple. And it's time now to move to the bottom half of the second. Folks here enjoying an afternoon of baseball. Nice day so far, just a few clouds.
Number 20.
Schmidt at the plate. He'll start the home half of the second. Fastball just misses. 1-0.
Oh, it's a great fastball right there down in the strike zone. Now there's so many ways to go. Let's see how he comes back to attack this hitter.
Swung out and missed, and it's 1-1.
This guy's got a great slider, Gary. When he's got control of it and can locate it where he wants, it's almost unfair to the hitter.
1-1 pitch. Fastball. Look out. That one is right at his head.
Well, that's a wake-up call right there. You think, I'm going to go out and have a nice leisurely at bat. Not so fast. Look out.
The pitch. Change up. Called strike 2. Steve, talking about that pitch and how unfair it is, we'll know how good it is by the number of bats he saws off.
Well, he gets so many swings and misses, too, where guys just can't center that ball. So he gets broken bats and swings and misses.
Able to set him down there. Chalk that one up as a strikeout for him. And Johnny Bench out. Base is empty. 1 out. He sends this one in the air towards center. That falls in. First hit of the ball game for this club.
Well, he did his job right there, getting on base. Now with 1 out, let's see if they can move him around and get him in scoring position.
And Ralph Kiner to bat. Starts him out with a fastball for a strike.
He looked like he was ready to swing that time at the plate, Gary, but he must have been looking for a different pitch as that fastball just paints the outside corner.
Here's the pitch. Second pitch, waves at the fastball, and suddenly it's strike 2.
Swing that thing, Kiner.
The pitch.
Ball!
Still 0-2. And he fouls another one off.
Well, anytime you're down 0-2, the bottom line is you want to be able to cover the whole plate. You can't look inside. You can't look outside. You have to just swing and protect in a defensive mode. That's what he did there on that pitch on the outer half of the plate to foul it off and live to see another pitch.
Lines this one to the left side out of play. Good two-strike pitch, misses high, 1-2.
Well, that pitch right there just seemed to get away from the pitcher, took off on him. Looked like he tried to overthrow that a little bit.
Fastball just about had him, and it's a 2-2 count. That's foul back behind the plate.
Well, the ninth pitch of this at bat is on its way because that eighth pitch was a great pitch. But give the hitter credit. Foul tips it to keep this thing going.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, second out in the inning.
Very little movement on this pitch at 93 miles per hour, courtesy of K-Can.
He's not going to gain the manager's favor missing pitches like that one. Looked like he could have made contact.
Yeah, but it just shows you how great a pitch that was. Even good hitters get fooled.
A runner on first with 2 outs. Swing and a line drive. That one's grabbed. Side retired. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand it. We'll go to the top of the third. Bottom of the order to get things started. Joe Girardi with a look. He's watched some great deliveries on the mound. Struggling bats, though. Important now to get the offense stinging. And it's Phil Rizzuto up. He'll start things off here in the third inning. Starts him out with a slider for a strike. He delivers. 0-1 fastball and a called strike.
Well, the hitter's got to regret that one. He missed his pitch right down the heart of the plate. Four-seam fastball. That hurts.
Fastball in there, called third strike, 1 out.
I just don't think you can make it any easier than that.
3 pitches, up, down, see you later. He's already back at the bench. 1 out, bases empty. Now bench sets up. First pitch, a slider for a called strike.
Look, Gary, 0-1 count. I'm looking for him to come right back with that fastball.
Here's the pitch. Screwball that misses, 1-1. Smash towards the middle. Smith feels that one. Over to McCovey. 2 down. And here's Robin Young. Walked in his last plate appearance. 2 outs and nobody on. That's swung on and a liner here. And that'll do it as Morgan puts it away. No scoring here, ending this half inning. Home half of the third inning coming up. And if you're just joining in, Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Crunk bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports.
Billy Williams.
And it's Billy Williams.
Warm up that bat here, Billy.
On the way.
Ball one.
1-0 on the way.
Ball two.
Slider just misses the black, falls behind 2-0. That one swung on its line, and that'll put Williams on first.
A nice piece of hitting right there. You get on base to start the inning with no outs, and you know all it does is you want to just keep the line moving if you're the guys behind him.
And Ozzie Smith in. A runner on first, no outs. Watches a fastball that's in there. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Plays off the changeup. Good pitch, but it's 1-1. Cuts on that fastball. Can't make contact. 1-2. Slider, 2-2.
When you throw a breaking ball like this, you want to start it on the corner and break it off the zone, trying to get the hitter to chase. The hitter didn't take the bait here.
It's fouled off.
Work that magic,
Tough pitch to lay off that time. Full count, 3-2.
Well, that fastball right there just missed, just below the knees. Tell you what, a borderline pitch. I think they wanted that one bad.
Oh, you heard of a message in a bottle? Well, that's a message with a pitch. Don't crowd my plate.
Low and a bit inside for a ball. 3-2.
Well, you know the pitcher's really tired right now, and you have to think that his confidence is a little bit shaken. That long at bat right there, he had a chance to put the hitter away, and now he has to go from the stretch to try to keep this inning from getting out of hand.
This is in the air, straight away left. That's one away.
Well, he gets the first out of the inning right there. Now let's see if he can continue to bear down, work his way out of this jam, and keep the score tied.
One out with runners at first and second. First pitch, here it comes. First pitch, and he misses the fastball. Strike one.
Come on, Joe. We need to hit here.
Up the middle. And that's a base hit, and Morgan on first. Fantastic chance here.
They tried to go down with that 0-1 pitch, but it gets blasted right back for the base hit.
But the way he went after that in the box, Steve, it looked like he might have been guessing down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to make contact behind in the count. He got a pitch over the heart of the plate, and he took advantage of it.
Here's the delivery. Swings on that first pitch, misses the fastball. 0-1. Hard grounded to short. Up with it. The Killebrew out number 2. And he scores, and there's our first run of the game, a 1-0 ball game. Mike Schmidt now getting out in front. Any time of the ball game you want to do that. Now you try and build on it.
Gary, we just saw quality at bat right there. He got the job done. When he got his pitch, he knew what to do with it, and he delivered.
Here's the delivery. Hit in the air, in right, foul territory. Good effort there, but he couldn't get into position to make that play. Has to get him to golf at that one, but he lays off, and 1-2 count. As Ralph Kiner, our old buddy, used to say, you know, good at bats is one where you get production, and that's what they got right there.
Yeah, but he's also the guy who said you can't win the game unless you take the lead.
And he watches that one travel down, 2-2.
Well, he tried to change up right there, but it just stayed down and off the plate.
Holds off on that slider, and it's 3-2.
Well, third inning of this ball game, Gary, clearly he's run into a little bit of a brick wall and up over 20 pitches right here.
The 3-2 pitch. Foul straight back. The 3-2 pitch. And he fouls off another one.
Well, I tell you what, you stay alive on that 7th pitch of that bat with just barely getting a piece of that ball to foul tip it.
The 3-2 pitch. There's a swing and a liner. And that one's put away to retire the side. 1 run, 3rd inning. That'll break the scoreless tie. The National League Classics lead it 1-0. Looking on, the veteran manager, Charlie Manuel. Things have been going right for him. His ball club today, last half inning, they proved productive. Now they're looking to expand that lead. Tad Williams up. And Williams settles in. Here's the delivery. Starts him off with a pitch on the outside corner. Strike 1.
Well, Gary, they really can't seem to mount any offense at all. I mean, 1 hit through 4 innings, and you know you really have to look at your approach at the plate.
He deals. Well hit towards the middle. Picked up by Morgan. Over to McCovey. 1 away. That one looked like he nearly keeled over trying to make that throw.
Well, any throw, the key part of it is footwork, and he had good footwork right there.
And that's a major league play right there. It's going to be Jackson now. He bounced out his last time. Base is empty with 1 away. And the first pitch. It's 0-1 as he swings and misses at that fastball.
Look, Gary, 0-1 count. I'm looking for him to come right back with that fastball.
Slider misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good pitch there. Tried to get him to chase it out of the zone. He just laid off.
Hit in the air. This one's going well into the stands, off to the right. And another foul ball.
And because the count's still 1-2, I tell you what, this hitter still has to stay in this defensive mode. This is a pitcher that can strike you out, so you better be leery and just try to put the ball in play and hope you can get a base hit.
Fastball got him 2 down.
With 2 strikes, the hitter wanted the fastball. He got it, but didn't do anything with it.
Armin Killebrew in the box now. Base is empty and 2 down. Here it comes. First pitch, fastball, 0-1.
Outstanding mechanics right there. He gets all of his body into the pitch. Great velocity on it. A strike away.
This is a swing, hit in the air. No, that is a foul ball. The slider swung on him, struck him out, side gone. And they're held in check here in this half inning. And we'll move now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Johnny Bench up. He'll lead off the 4th for the home team.
Number 5, Johnny Bench.
First pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1. Hit sharply towards the hole. And that's out number 1 as he takes it to the bag. And Ralph Kiner to bat. Nobody on base, 1 away. And Berra setting his target. Lined up the middle. Door to Killebrew. 2 away. Stargell into the batter's box. Lined out last time up. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, grounded towards the hole. Throws to first, side is retired. Well, how about that? Only needed 4 pitches to set down the guys. Tremendous. We'll move ahead, top of the 5th next. Looking to the lineup, 6, 7, 8 hitters on their way to the plate. And Yogi Berra in the box. He'll get things started, 5th inning.
Number 8, Yogi Berra.
Watches that fastball. That goes by him for a strike.
They need more offense right now, Gary. I mean, only leaving 2 runners on base. We're moving through the middle part of this game, heading into the later part of the game. I mean, they need to give themselves some opportunities to score runs. Patience at the plate. Get somebody on.
1 away.
A long run for the left fielder. He crosses over into foul territory, aware of where the wall is, but able to pull it in and make the play.
1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Keeps it down that time. 0-2.
Now that he's gotten the 4-seamer down and in, look for him to go outside now.
Good slider that time. Ruled the ball. 1-2.
Now, if you're going to miss, this is where you want to miss. Throw that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. If the hitter swings and puts it in play, it's a ground ball out.
Swing and a foul straight back. The 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss on the fastball, second out in the inning.
Well, K-Cam's going to show us the 4-seam fastball here.
I think the pitcher had him fooled on this one all the way through, John. He wasn't expecting that outside corner delivery.
Well, he just pulled the string on that pitch, and that's good stuff right there.
Base is empty with 2 outs. And the first pitch. Hit on the ground over to shortstop. Picked by Smith. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. And nothing across here in this half of the inning. To the top of the 5th over, let's move on to the home half of the inning. For those of you just joining in, I'm Gary Thorne along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. We bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And it's Billy Williams. Base hit his last time. Here's the pitch. And that runs high, 1-0. Hit in the air to center field. Williams will field. Scrambles a little there, still puts it away.
Well, this ball is not the left fielder's play. He's got to back off and let the other guy take it. Luckily, they didn't have a collision.
Base is empty with 1 away. It's now 0-1. Watch that fastball go by.
The hitter thought that ball was inside. It certainly wasn't low, and it looks like it was in there.
Here's the pitch. Good hard slider, swung on and missed. 0-2.
Well, this one here was no doubt about it. The late break on that slider. I mean, what a devastating pitch, and the hitter just couldn't catch up.
Fastball got him 2 down.
Well, 92 miles per hour, you can get away with some mistakes, but it would be nice to have some movement.
And I think last couple of pitches he faced, it didn't seem like he was ready for that fastball.
Yeah, he got some off-speed pitch the previous pitch, but you should be able to expect to get the bat on that heater, especially with 2 strikes.
Here's the first pitch. Ball! That's too high for a ball. 1-0.
Well, he missed with the first pitch, so I'm betting he's going to come back with the fastball right here, as he's done in the past.
Here's the 1-0.
Ball 2.
Here we go.
The 2-0. Fastball misses badly. He's in danger of losing him. Swung on line to right center field. That one gets through for a base hit.
Well, you got to love to see this guy get on base with 2 outs right here with that base hit. Now it's up to his teammates to figure out a way to get him across the plate.
2 outs and a man on first. And the first pitch. Slider just misses. 1-0.
If you're going to miss, this is where you want to miss. Throw that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. If the hitter swings and puts it in play, it's a ground ball out.
At the belt, the 1-0. And it gets down. That's hit number 2, making good contact. Good offensive chance here.
Well, you're going to have to keep a close eye on this guy at first base. Pay a lot of attention to him because you know he more than likely has the green light. He can go at any time.
And he dives back safely. Two men on, 2 men out. The pitch. Here's a swing and a line drive. And that's out number 3. No runs and a couple of hits and 2 left on. 6th inning of baseball as we move to the top half. Bottom part of the order will get their chance offensively. Chance to get an expression from Joe Girardi. He knows his guys are still in this game. That tying run becoming ever so critical, though. And it's Phil Rizzuto up. First pitch to him. Off the plate with a fastball, and it's 1-0.
Gary, they've only left a couple runners on base offensively so far through the middle part of this ball game, and they're going to have to give themselves more opportunities to see if they can't come up with that big base hit. That's just not enough offense.
The 1-0 delivery, a curveball taken for a strike.
That's a bucket freezer, Jenkins.
1-1 on the way. 1-1 pitch is a screwball taken for a strike. 1-2.
He's working ahead. Nice pitcher's count right here for him. Can go a lot of different directions. Look for him to throw something crazy up there.
Here's a screwball in there for a called 3rd strike. 1 out.
Well, this punch out right here will keep this game close as it gets later and later.
Took only 4 pitches on that at bat to get him out of there.
Man, not a quality at bat right there. He didn't make the pitcher work. He got out of there quickly.
Nobody on base, 1 away. And the first pitch. Swung on, liner to right. That's the 2nd out.
It's not just the players on the field that help win games. It's also the guys in the dugout. They shift the outfielders around to right field, put them in exactly the right spot, and it paid off.
2 outs, base is empty. First pitch is a slider low, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. 1-0 delivery is a fastball in there. 1-1.
Sometimes you get a pitch, and if it's early enough in the count, you can just say, not this one. I'm going to wait for the next one.
Here's the 1-1. He takes a fastball for a strike. Now it's 1-2.
Some guys really like the low fastball. In this situation, though, he ends up taking the pitch.
Pitch on the way. Can't catch that low outside corner. We're even at 2.
You have to have great command of the screwball to throw it here, to go to the outside corner, because if you make a mistake, it could drift back over the plate and you could pay for it.
Lays off, and we're full 3-2.
You don't like to throw too many pitches up in the zone there. And that screwball, he got away with it there, but he's playing with fire if he keeps throwing it up there.
And on a full count, rings him up. Steve, we got 3 innings left to go in this ball game. He's got the shutout going. We'll see whether or not he's got enough to go through.
Well, it's a fantastic effort so far. Now it comes down to heart. Does he have the heart to finish it off?
So they're shut down again. That's 6 shutout innings so far. On to the bottom of inning number 6. Mike Schmidt now.
National League Classic team. Third baseman, number 20, Mike.
Here's the first pitch. First pitch, fastball, 0-1.
Well, that's a pitch a lot of guys can do some damage on, but unfortunately, the pitcher gets the strike. The hitter couldn't swing the bat.
The pitch. That one is going to miss. Low for a ball, 1-1. Watches that fastball go by, and now he's at 1-2.
He's just popping that glove with that four-seam fastball, pounding the strike zone.
The 1-2 pitch. This one's pretty well hit to deep left center. And he makes the catch, 1 down.
Well, this ball is hit into the left center field gap. The center fielder has priority over the left fielder. Good job taking charge. He called him off and made the play.
And the first pitch. Fastball misses away, 1-0.
Swing that bat, Johnny.
Now Berra spots the pitch. Ooh, no bend on that bender, and it's 2-0.
Well, he went for the backdoor slider right there, but he laid off the pitch. Good eye.
That swung on and flied to right. He catches that, and that's out number 2. And Ralph Kiner to bat. Grounded out his last time up. 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch. Swing and a drive, deep left center. Williams will field, and he's there to retire the side. And a good defensive half inning, 3 up, 3 down. At the end of the 6th inning. Quick glimpse of Charlie Manuel. And this 1-run lead he's got, will it be enough? We're going to see. And Williams in the box. He'll lead off the 7th inning. He delivers. First pitch to him, a curveball, swung on and missed, 0-1.
What an extraordinary effort out of the mound today. I mean, we're deep into this ball game. They've only been able to generate 1 hit against him. His stuff has been phenomenal, and his execution even better.
Takes that curve, 0-1 pitch for a strike, 0-2.
The hitter's got to be in defense mode right here, just looking to make contact. Got to shorten up the swing.
That misses at the shins, 1-2. Strikes him out. We have said it more than once today, but he continues to look extremely sharp, Steve.
He's so locked in. You wonder how long he can keep it going. I haven't seen anybody pitch like this in a long time.
And it's Reggie Jackson at the plate. He was a strikeout victim last time through the lineup. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Jackson. Slider just misses, 1-0.
Good spot there, just down a little bit out of the zone. Tried to get him to chase. He wouldn't go for it.
The 1-0 pitch. Hit hard on the ground to short. Smith fields that one. And so Jackson retired.
For the American League Classic team.
Armin Killebrew in the box now. 0 for 2 thus far. Base is empty with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. Line shot into center field. And that's going to be a base hit. Tying run is on.
Well, they get a man on here with 2 outs. And now a double in the gap can tie this game.
Yogi Berra.
And Yogi Berra in the box. Popped out. Foul ground last time around. 2 outs and a man on first. The first pitch. There's a swing and a liner towards the gap in left field. And that is in there. The go-ahead run on base.
You want your hitters to go with the pitch. Don't try to force things. The ball's away. He drives it away.
Use the whole part of that plate and the whole part of that bat, and he did.
Kids, you want to learn how to hit? That's how you do it. Well, tomorrow's headlines are going to be written right now.
1 for 2 in the ball game. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Now the first pitch. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. And Morgan's there. And he's there to retire the side. Well, they can't figure anything out. And through 7, they remain without a run. 7th inning stretch time on 2K Sports. And if you are just coming on board, Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, John Kruk, as we bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And here's Willie Stargell. He's going to get things going here. Home half, 7th inning. And here's the first one.
0-1.
On the way. Fastball just misses and he falls behind 2-0. Here's the pitch. And he lays off on that one below the knees. 3-0 now.
Well, 3-0 count right here. Hey, look, I'm giving the hitter the green light and letting him swing away to see if he can do some damage.
A swing line to left center. Makes its way through for a single.
Well, that's the start this team needed. Get that first guy in the inning up, get him on base, and let's see if they can bring him around to score.
Runner on first. And Williams settles in. Here's the delivery. Hit in the air to left center. 1 away.
Now up to the plate for the National League Classic team.
And Ozzie Smith in. Struck out swinging last time. Runner at first with 1 down. Here it comes. First pitch, a fastball. That's in there for a strike.
Gary, he gets a little over anxious at the plate when the count goes to 0-1. So look for them maybe to expand the strike zone and get him to chase something.
Hut shot towards the hole.
That's a nice piece of hitting. They shifted to the left side thinking he was going to go that way. He surprised him and sent it to the right side.
Runners on first and second with 1 out. First pitch on the way. Sliders in there for a called strike. He lets that fastball go by for a called strike. 0-2.
Unless you stay back and really think about going the other way, you've got no chance of hitting that four-seamer down and away.
Swung and a ground ball to third. And there's 1. And there's 2. A double play. They pick up no runs on 2 hits and strand 1. Top of the 8th inning on tap. Another chance for the leadoff hitter coming up in the inning.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning.
And it's Bobby Doerr now. He's going to lead off here as we go to the 8th.
Bobby Doerr.
First pitch, here it comes. Smash towards the hole. Up with it. And he'll step on the bag. That'll be the first out. And it's Phil Rizzuto up. Called out on strikes in his last appearance. One out, bases empty. The 0-0 delivery, a fastball taken for a strike.
Tough to score with only 3 hits in a ball game, and we're deep into this one right now. So unless something dramatically changes, he's just going to shut them down the rest of the way. He's been overpowering.
That misses downstairs for a ball. 1-1.
Gary, the numbers seem to indicate he likes to go fastball on a 1-1 count, trying to get back ahead again.
The pitch. That misses down in the zone. 2-1.
Oh, it's a great fastball right there, down in the strike zone. Now there's so many ways to go. Let's see how he comes back to attack this hitter.
Now here's a grounder towards the hole. And he steps on first. That's the second out. And Molitor's in the box. Hasn't had much success yet in this game. He's hoping to get something this time. Base is empty and 2 down. First pitch on the way. There's a strike at the knees, 0-1.
It's a nice location with that fastball down in the zone. If he makes contact, it's going to be a ground ball.
The pitch. Oh, and he lays off the fastball. Good pitch, 1-1. He watches the 1-1 pitch, takes a fastball, strike 2. Good screwball, misses. 2-2.
Well, looking at this guy's pitch count, he's up over 80 pitches thus far. You wonder how long they're going to let him go.
That one's drilled to short. Smith feels that one. Throws on to first. Side is retired. We don't get a lot of chances to see a pitching performance like this.
Now you gotta like his chances. He's been unflappable the entire game.
Now here comes the National League Classics in the home half of the 8th. And Joe Morgan to bat. He'll start things off. Bottom half, 8th inning.
Number 8, Joe Morgan.
He deals. Fastball is downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, anytime you have a good fastball and you can keep it down in the zone around the knees or lower, it's great location, and believe me, very difficult to hit.
Really trying to drive that thing, but he missed it. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Good looking fastball. Called the ball though. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Fastball gets away from him there, and it's 3-1.
Well, you've got to be careful right here. Look, you're down in the count 3-1. You just can't throw something in there and hope he gets himself out. This guy's too dangerous for that.
And the fastball is over. 3-2 now.
Well, full count with a fastball pitcher on the mound. Look for him to use that in this situation.
A line drive toward short. Rizzuto. And so Morgan retired. And Willie McCovey out. Lined out in his last at bat. Base is empty, 1 out. And here's the first one. Starts him out with a fastball for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch is a change, swung on and missed. 0-2.
Well, he clearly fooled him right there. He had him thinking fastball, and he pulled the string on it, got him to swing right through it.
And he changed up for the strikeout. 2 away.
Well, textbook way of pitching. 3 pitches, 3 strikes.
Outstanding command during that at bat. 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch.
Look for the pitcher now to go away from the hitter. He's established the inside part of the plate. Now look for him to go away.
The 1-0 now. This is swung on, lifted to deep right field. And the side's retired. Jackson on the catch. He heads off. Not a lot of action in this half inning. Nothing on. We finished 8, top of the 9th next. In the dugout, former player, manager now, Joe Girardi. And he knows there's not a lot of time to get the all-important tying run, focusing right now on doing that.
But Gary, this is where the legends of the game make their marks.
What he's trying to do at the plate here in the last inning is get this ball game tied up.
Gary, the key is to not let him get on base. Clearly, he doesn't want to give up a home run, but he wants to keep him off base and keep the tying run from coming to the plate.
Here's a slider that misses. 1-1.
So if you're going to miss, this is where you want to miss. Throw that breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. If the hitter swings and puts it in play, it's a ground ball out.
Strike 2. 1-1 pitch, slider, taken for a strike, 1-2.
He has great bite on this slider, throwing it down and into the hitter. Gets away with one, and he gets in for the strike.
That one's on the ground, but he gets it in front of him. Struck him out, and that's one away, and 2 outs now, away from a shutout.
Well, about 3 innings ago, I was wondering whether or not he'd be able to last into the late stages of this game. I think he answered those questions emphatically. As an athlete, you live for moments like this, Gary.
It is the last inning. Pitcher staring in a very tight situation.
Gary, both these guys clearly recognize the magnitude of this situation. One swing of the bat ties it up. The pitcher's going to try to make his best pitch.
Here's the pitch. Tried to get him to go after the slider. 1-1. Sharp bite to that slider. 1-2.
Well, anytime you can spot your slider down in the strike zone, you're going to have a lot of success in the game. And I tell you what, any hitter will tell you, anytime that slider's down in the zone, it's almost impossible to hit.
Rung him up. Strike 3. Count that one as a K.
Let's watch K-Cam. Take a look at the two-seam fastball.
Well, you don't want to get caught looking at a fastball like that.
They set him up beautifully with the change of speed, but you still think he'd be able to at least try and take a hack.
2 outs, base is empty. On the way. Slider misses badly with it. 1-0.
It's a good pitch there. Tried to get him to chase it out of the zone. He just laid off.
There's a bullet towards third, and it's in there. The tying run on board. He's going to try and test him here. Safe at second. Take the risk, and sometimes it pays off, and it does there.
Well, I tell you what, it's a risk. There's no question about it. He got in safely, but I have to consider whether it's a risk worth taking. Well, time to shine right here. A chance to be a hero, Gare.
And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring position, Steve, to get this thing knotted.
Well, the pitcher's got to find a way to retire this hitter and not let this run score.
Clutch at bat here. And a fly ball could be the last out. And on that play, it comes to an end. And, Steve, we get to witness one of those rare events, a shutout.
He was in absolute command right from the start. Gary, game like this doesn't come about without some solid defensive play, and he had that behind him.
And congratulations on the goose egg.
Well, they treated their hometown crowd to a phenomenal pitching performance in this one. A big win on the shoulders of their pitchers.
Now we'll look back at our Pepsi Clutch performer.
Boy, this is a tough decision on who to pick for our clutch performer of the game. You'd like to take the pitcher in this one, but the bottom line is that clutch hitting was the reason why this team won. That's why he's our Pepsi clutch performer.
And we got to see a terrific performance out of their starter, and he was able to ride that one on to victory.
Well, an outstanding effort. He had everything working today, the good stuff and location to shut down the opponent.
Well, that time again, thanks for being with us today, Major League Baseball. For Steve Phillips, Sean Kruk, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody.